guys? This is Royal Makes Gaming, and today's video is going to be about Amanitore, and if you guys think you should max her. Okay, for the most part, when you're going to be trying to max Amanitore here, let's see, I'm almost there. Your skills are pretty good for garrison mostly. If you're going to be looking for a pair for her, if you are looking to expertise her, you're going to want to have Artemisia already for open field. So if you're a person that's maxed Artie or has her at least 5/5, I think it's 1/5, then you could get a Amanitore, but you're going to have to expertise a Amanitore, mostly because of the silence, but also because if you're going to garrison with the pair, Amanitore and Artemisia, we've used it in this KVK that we just went through, Amani with YSS, and we have used Amani with Artemisia. Both combos are very, very good. The only difference between Amani and Artemisia and Amani YSS is that when you use YSS, you can use some mixed troops. I have a few reports here that I saved with Amani YSS, I think, on this account. Yeah. So Amani YSS, this was on a pass, so it doesn't, I think it was like a double rally. Let me see. So like, depending on how the reinforcements are, so like this one they ran into the ground, so that one's not necessarily good to show you. Let me see if I can find I know there's one that I'd show, I think it might be on my alt. Give me like 2 seconds here. But we defended with Amani and YSS for the most part. We did defend with Amani and Artemisia. Both were really, really good, like I said. The only difference is, like I said, mixed troops with YSS and non-mixed troops with Artemisia, because you're going to have to do full archers with Amani and Artemisia. I think it's on this account. I swore I saved some reports. There they are. Okay, this is a flag, so this is more even. This is where your like reinforcements normal reports are. Passes can be debuffed. In this KVK, a lot of debuffing the pass was done, so it's kind of, each report was kind of its own thing. If they debuffed really well, then it was not so necessary. It was really even and stuff like that. But when you're reinforcing a flag really, really well, we use Amani and YSS. The support skills were pretty good. The gear with full sugar here is really, really good. I don't know if it's going to let me share. No, probably not. For the most part, it's mostly archers. But since you want to use Amani and YSS, you're going to have a lot of AoE and stuff. It's really, really good. If you're not wanting to basically use Xeno YSS, Amani YSS is also an option. Like I said, if you had Artemisia already and you don't have Amanitore, then Amanitore and her are really good for open field. It's something I'm looking into getting because it's going to be basically a replacement for my Tamaris until I can get some other combo for Tamaris, which might be like Ramses or something. But that would be the main thing. I would use Amani and YSS or Amani Artemisia. If you guys are looking for a really good archer garrison, it does really, really good. We used it a lot this KVK compared to Xeno, mostly because we could use the archers instead of using cavalry or infantry. Like I said, depending on which report you see, it just kind of depends. It really, at the most part, it's even. But for the most part, a lot of the good reports we had were from Amani and YSS. So if you have YSS, like you have Xeno, it's another good option if you don't have Artemisia. But if you're doing open field, like I said, you're going to have to use Artemisia. Since I have her max, it's so that you don't get the self-silence from Artemisia anymore, and they can pop a lot of skills. Something that you can do is put Artemisia primary instead of Amani primary if you want to be a little bit tankier. This is kind of the talent tree that I use for Artemisia. It's mostly for Tamaris because I'm skipping some of the rage, I think, but maybe not. This may not be the right build for Tamaris that I usually use. When they reset Artemisia, I still wanted Artemisia. She's really, really good for Tamaris. Like I said, you're going to have to expertise her. because you want the immune to silence. This video is mostly just about having a really good archer garrison. What can you do? And the meta right now is Amani and Artemisia, or Amani and YSS, like I said. So depending on your playstyle and what commanders you have available, all these skills are really, really good because she'll pop skills on things that are just getting close to her. If you're using YSS, you're going to have the YSS AoE deads that they're going to take. If you use Artemisia, she has an AoE that hits 3 targets. It's also going to give people AoE deads. And it's a really good garrison for archers. That was the main reason I wanted to make this video, is should you invest in this? If you have Artemisia and you need something for the Artemisia instead of using like YSG or Tamaris, I would recommend Amanitore over both of those, because Amani's basically a made pair for Artemisia because it gets rid of the silence, gives you all damage buff, and you're still hitting harder and faster than you ever would. It's kind of like Ramsey's in a way, where he makes her tankier. This is more like giving Artemisia a way to pop her skills faster and not have to worry about anything else, basically, and gives her more damage over time, like more attack and stuff, and gives rid of her silence that she has. It's kind of the maid pair. So that's the main reasons I would go ahead and max Amanitore. If you guys are thinking about maxing Amanitore, just one more time, if you have Artemisia, you don't have Tamaris, or something like that, the next step up, the best pair so right now is Amani and Artemisia, for garrison and for field. Basically, real fast, talent tree that you would basically do is I would do the full support tree going here to here. I would get nowhere at a turn, or you get impregnable, depending on which one you're doing. If you're doing garrison of your city, you would want to do this, or without it. Nowhere to turn is for city, and impregnable is for garrison of anything. I would get this, do the full support tree, and then work on trying to get as many points in the whistling arrows, or some of the other ones that give you like extra skill damage, or razor sharp gives you extra rage, things like that. Depends on how many points you have, because I've never had an archer with support tree, so it kind of depends on how many points you have. You may be able to just go straight up and get to all damage. All damage is really, really good, because it's basically just adding on to the 50% increase that Artemisia does, and then you're getting extra, like I think it's like 25% here or something like that at some points, so maybe you get up to like 75% at some points. And I don't know if Amanitore gives you all damage buffs or not. She probably doesn't, but just give you a 20% increased damage. So yeah, so you go even higher than that, so maybe it's like 90, 80 or something like that percent. But that would be the main thing. Talent tree wise is make sure you're getting rejuvenate and emergency protection, because most of the rallies they're going to send at you are skill damage oriented. If you're going to use it with YSS, it's basically the same talent tree build. I wouldn't change it for YSS, because he's just basically changing up the type of garrison you have in a way, like what you can stick in there. So my plan would be to max her by the next KVK, most likely. It just depends on how things go and what the new calves are. But if you're wanting a good archer garrison for your city, for the field, and for garrison of a flag or pass, Amanitore is your girl, okay? Especially if you have Artemisia already, or you have her really, really close to max. So, like I said before, I was going to end this video. Drop a like, subscribe. If you guys want to see anything more like this, just let me know down in the comments. And I hope you guys have a nice day.